Alright, so hey, my name is Dane and I'm a photographer from Jamaica who's been doing photography for about 10 years now. So having done photography for 10 years, I've learned a bunch of different things and I've had some really great experiences. So in today's video, I just want to give you guys a showcase as to what an average day is like for me. I'm going to be doing some business related errands and I'm also going to be doing a shoot in Manhattan. And I want to take you guys along on the adventure. So for those of you guys that are new here, on this channel we talk about photography, videography, drone related stuff, and I guess general content creation across the board. So yeah, wanted to just kind of give you guys a showcase into my life. It might not always be the most glamorous thing, but it's fun and it's interesting. And for those of you guys who are interested, I can share some really helpful tips as to how I got to where I am and what keeps me going. So yeah, come along for the ride, guys. Okay, so the first stop on the agenda is a printry. I'm gonna go and get some business cards printed because I have a wedding expo. So I know in the digital age, people are gonna stress social media, and I do have digital business cards, but I feel like it's really important to not leave out, the older generation, because a lot of times there are persons that probably wouldn't be on Instagram, that probably won't be, accessing social media like that. So when you go to like in-person events, which I think in-person is the best way to network, you want to have physical cards. I mean, the best way is probably to have like an in-person conversation. But if you can get somebody to give you a call, then they're basically already interested. So I think it's very important to have physical business cards. Personally, I prefer digital because I'm a tech-savvy person. But I'm not only booking people like me, I'm booking people that are, different, all kinds of walks of life. So it's very important to have that, to cater to more than one person. Unless you're going to be like, the only client that you want to serve is those tech-savvy people, then don't alienate any subgroups. Like a persons that read newspapers, you can put a newspaper ad. A persons that want a physical business cards, make some of those. Like, don't leave out, because you'd be surprised to know some of my best bookings are from older persons because they like my stuff, but they don't know that I exist. So yeah, like, try to market yourself all across the board. That's one tip I'd give. So yeah. Alright guys, so we're heading to Staples to get our business cards printed. Honestly, I went to about 2 print places, and surprisingly, Staples is super cheap. Like, the other person I was gonna go to was gonna charge me $98 for 250 business cards, and Staples basically charged me $25. So it's basically like quarter of the price, and actually I got double the cards for quarter of the price. So yeah, definitely check out Staples. The service is pretty fast. If you come before 2 p.m. you can get express service. So yeah, I am super glad I came here. So yeah, let me get those business cards taken care of. Alright, so I hope this music does not affect the copyright, but yeah, pretty much in Staples, just doing a quick walk around to see if I need anything. Honestly, I don't, but we have our photo studio, so just in case I see anything that I might want to use for like a prop, or I don't know, just any stationary accessories would be a good thing to do. Also, exciting news, I didn't have any shoots planned today, but I'm actually gonna do a photo shoot today. So I'm gonna get to bring you guys behind it. I'm gonna do a photo shoot at the studio, so you guys will get to see that firsthand. But that's after I finish going to the wedding expo and getting the rest of the errands done, and also getting some food because I am hungry. All right, so we got our business cards from Staples. We are now gonna head to our wedding expo. So I'm heading to the wedding expo right now. It's gonna be in Long Island, so I have a little drive to make, probably like a 20-minute drive. But yeah, really excited to meet some people, meet some vendors, do some networking. As I said before, a big part of, well, I'm not sure if I said it before, but if I haven't, a big part of photography and anything creative is networking. Like, your network is your net worth, so don't be afraid to go to conferences, go to events. That's where you're gonna meet people. That's where you're gonna, oh, I forgot my car was. Yeah, that's where you're gonna meet people. That's where you're gonna get opportunities. That's where you're gonna grow as a creative. So you might not meet a client, but you could meet a vendor that you could work with. You could meet a photographer you can collaborate with. You could meet a designer. Like, there's so much people. So like, don't be afraid to go to networking events. Don't be afraid to go out there and network with people. Like, find those things, get out of your bubble. I know lots of creatives or people like to be like, oh, I'm not that kind of person, I'm shy, I'm this, I'm that. Well, you're in the wrong field. I mean, if you're doing business, you have to like be open to be a social butterfly. And I mean, personally, if I can do it, I'm sure you can do it too, because I am a bit of an ambivert. Like sometimes I really don't like talking to anybody, if I'm being totally transparent. But when it comes to like business and work, like I like money, and like not just money, I like the things that you can do. Wow, it's my kind of opening. Like I like the things you can do with money. Oh my god, this damn car. Yeah, I like the things you can do with money, and pretty much it's like when you have money, you can get to spend more time with your family, you get to have more freedom to travel, you get so much things. So it's like, I know that there's this campaign against, you know, loving money or enjoying money, but I just don't believe in that. I feel like as a creative, you do want to earn, so that way you can finance your art and finance your dreams and finance your passions. So yeah, go out there, get to networking, start meeting people, start going to those events, start talking, start getting those opportunities, because you don't know what you don't know. So trust me, just hurry up and get out there. So head into this expo now. I don't know what to expect. I'm going to be meeting a lot of people that aren't Jamaicans, so hopefully my accent doesn't, you know, pose as an issue. I don't know if I'm overdressed, but let's just see how it works. Let's see if I can meet some people. I have positive expectations because I have good energy. So yeah, going in there, hoping everything works out good, and yeah, can't wait to show you guys that photo shoot later. Also, just showing you guys my business cards from Staples. I'm really impressed at the quality of these cards and the speed. Like, I won't lie to you, I was not expecting to get them this quickly. These are nice, super nice. So yeah, pretty happy about that. Shop Staples, guys. Fast service, really friendly customer service too. Alright, so we are currently at the expo, and I have to say, this is a big surprise. It's huge. I don't know if, well, first of all, look at this amazing sky, but I don't know if you can see, but it's a really huge expo. Like, this building looks super professional, I won't lie. So definitely feel like I'm gonna be able to make some nice connections today. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be this big, but again, it's New York, so totally my bad. But yeah, man, this looks huge. It looks like there's a lot of people. So I guess the first thing I'm gonna do is go inside and go check out some booths. But yo, this guy is crispy. Yo, shout out to GoPro, because I wanted to use my Sony camera to capture most of this, but I feel like it's so much easier to just have the GoPro in my hand versus having the gimbal on my camera. And because it's so wide, I can still talk good. And I mean, because I have the extra attachment, I don't remember what it's called, but basically it allows me to attach a microphone. So if the audio isn't the best, I'll probably listen to this. If the audio isn't the best, I can attach a microphone, and basically I'm good to go. But yeah, really excited to check out some of the booths. Really impressed by the venue. Let's see how inside looks. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be surprised too. Pleasantly surprised, I should say. Alright, so I'll definitely say I am 100% overwhelmed. There are so many vendors here. There's so many booths here. And honestly, part of me wants to just run home. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from the top, which is out here. And I'm gonna make an effort to speak to at least one person from every booth, which is gonna be very difficult. To be fair though, I have spoken to a few people. Thing is, I'm not bad when it comes to networking, but like, this is a very huge crowd. But honestly, when it comes to business and success, you really have to push yourself. Even one person I spoke to, they're like, yo, I just booked 2 weddings. So that's insane. Like, to know that you can come to somewhere like this with so much people and still, like, there's so much opportunity here. So yeah, starting from the top, we're gonna try to talk to every booth at least once, and whether we get good results or not, let's just see. Alright, so I'm actually just now leaving the first day of the wedding expo, and I have to say it was extremely good. So just to give you guys some context, pretty much vendors come here to network with potential brides, as well as to pretty much just showcase their services. And trust me, this is an amazing thing to do. Like, just having a booth here, it's like customers come to you, and just having a chance to network with other vendors. I have to say though, something really big on this whole networking thing is learning not to take stuff personal. Like, any advice we give to anybody that's going to become a photographer, a videographer, or go into any kind of business, you have to learn to not take stuff personal. Like, I went up to a good amount of vendors to just talk to them. I was very pleasant, Well, some of them weren't the most pleasant, but something that I learned or something that I acknowledged is even if somebody isn't the most pleasant to you, you can't make that affect your other interactions, because guess what? I have to go up to new people that aren't aware that someone was just rude to me, and if I am not giving them good energy, they're not going to be receptive. So it's just like you have to learn to take nothing personal. Even if somebody come up to you and this you, them like somebody come up to you, they treat you like trash, them look on you weird, them look on you funny, because I won't lie to you, some people did look on me funny, but the good thing is for every person that looked at me funny, there was somebody that basically gave me like good energy. So I think the next important thing is to focus on the positive, focus on the fact that there's some people there that are so vibrant, so happy, so nice, and there's so many people there that want to work with you. So it's just like, don't go into there taking anything personal. Anything that you're doing, try to just go in there with your best foot forward, regardless of all your bad experiences. So I got the numbers for a couple of vendors, I got some contacts, I was able to network. I'm feeling pretty good. It's not over, but I'm walking to my car because honestly I'm overwhelmed. Like, I'm super overwhelmed because I told you guys earlier I'm an ambivert, so it's hard to have to network and deal with so much energy, deal with so much people. Like, it's not the easiest thing to do. I'm proud of myself for doing it, but I definitely need to recharge, definitely need to go get some food. Let's prepare myself for the rest of the day, plus I'm planning on doing a photo shoot later. I'm also going to link up with my friend to run some ads on my wedding page. So as you can see, being a photographer is not just as simple as taking pictures, especially if you're a photographer as your business. You have to do like networking events, you have to do marketing, you have to do strategies, and you have to do the photo shoots. So it's funny that this video is titled a day in the life of a photographer, because I haven't taken any pictures yet, but just showing you guys it's not only about taking pictures, it's also about just having a fully efficient business. So yeah, on to the next part.
All right, so for me, when I'm shooting models, I like to ensure my lighting is on point. Have to make sure that I have all the lights in the right position.
All right, so about to start, I'm in the studio right now, me and my little sister and her friend's name is Dream. We're basically doing some test shots well, not test shots. My sister want to do some photos for her modeling card, I think. Casting card, yeah, that's what it's called. It's gonna have like height, comp card. Okay, comp card. Yeah, so it has stuff like height, hair color, weight, etc. Dream just wants to take some good pictures, I guess. So yeah,
I'll oftentimes move around lights while I'm shooting, just to ensure I'm getting the right amount in terms of contrast, you know, just mood and feel, because honestly, lighting plays a huge role in your photos. So for me, honestly, I tend to let my models kind of just play around with their poses. I'm not very strict on, you know, doing particular poses, because the reality of it is that you can get some very good poses when, you know, models just, you know, be natural or be candid. It is nice to give them specific instructions, but oftentimes trying to do specific poses can get a bit, you know, cumbersome. So if I have a model that is experienced and, you know, she likes to take, you know, specific directions, I'll give her directions. But oftentimes when I'm shooting newer persons, I just tell them, relax, you know, get into the mood, play around. Everything can work, we just need to do it enough times. So I tend to take a lot of pictures. Like, I take a lot, I just keep going and going. And I like to create like a more chill vibe. I don't want to shoot to feel too serious, unless that's the kind of vibe that my model likes. So I tend to meet energy, and I have lots of fun on sets. So yeah, the photography aspect of it can be extremely fun, because we're just playing around and creating art, and I tend to meet and work with a lot of artistic people. So yeah, really interesting vibe. This whole shoot was very impromptu and I had a lot of fun. I also did some pictures for my sister as well while we were here. So I didn't get to capture her while we were recording, but this is some of the shots that we did. Okie dokes, guys. So I just took some pictures with Dream and my sister. My sister's a little bit shy, she's a little bit camera shy. So something I would say for when you're working with models, you have to kind of match their pace. So I know she's a bit shy, or she's a bit reserved, you have to go a little bit slower. I like to kind of match my lighting when it comes to makeup. So for me, I don't like heavy makeup, but I also like when there's enough contrast between like highlights and the shadows. So as a photographer, eventually you kind of learn about makeup. So like I try to kind of find like a segue, like a midway, where it's like it's not too much, but it's not too little, so I can actually get some contrast in my photos when I'm doing retouching. So I'll show you guys probably some of that too. That might not happen today, but since we're doing a day in the life, I'll probably just make an effort to go do that like later tonight, which is probably like 10 p.m. right now, but I'll figure it out. All right, so as promised, I told you guys that I'm going to give you a run through of me editing a photo. So I start off basically by changing the camera profile, because Adobe for some reason changes the camera profile. So I find the camera profile that I use are the one that I like, which I tend to go for portraits. This should be in Adobe Photoshop if you have it, but if not, you might have to download it. So I change it to portrait, and then I make some basic adjustments. I don't edit the picture too much because I'm still gonna have to go in and retouch. So I just kind of play around with like shadows, you know, make sure my white balance is okay, just basic corrections. I'll do any like extra contrasty stuff afterwards, but initially I just want to ensure that I have like the base stuff going good. So yeah, play around with my exposure, play around with my highlights, my shadows, stuff like that. Nothing too complex. If you guys want a video on, you know, what exactly these things are and how exactly I play around with them, feel free to let me know. I can do an additional video, but this is just me giving you guys an extra tidbit because I basically finished everything I was doing for the day. So this is me just showing you my edits. So yeah, you know, after playing around with that, next thing I'm going to pretty much do is, you know, put it into Photoshop, click open, and then get ready to start the whole retouching phase. Alright, so now we're going to actually touch on frequency separation. So all frequency separation is me separating the details from the colors and the skin tones inside of the photo. So the reason why this is important is because when I'm editing like her overall skin tone and like this, I guess the imperfections, I don't want to be taking out details out of her face. So one thing I do when I'm doing this is I put the picture in black and white, so it's easier to notice imperfections. And what I'm basically doing is I'm decreasing the variation or the harshness between the shadows and the highlights. It's very similar to doing makeup as well. And after I'm finished doing that, then I go ahead and use my clone stamp tool to take out, you know, minor imperfections, you know, take out some pimples. I don't over retouch skin because I don't like that, but I just take them out. And if you notice, I'm also editing in black and white because it's easier to see imperfections in black and white. After I finish taking out like the major blemishes, then I go in and I use dodge and burn to enhance the already natural highlights and the makeup in the photo. And then I just go in and add it, you know, some extra contrast, I brighten the eyes, and just overall make sure that I like the saturation and the tone of the photo. If you want like an entire tutorial on frequency separation, I can do that separately. But yeah, this is a day in my life. Check out this next video if you guys enjoyed this video so far.